This is Michael with the Vision Experience. In this video, we're going to go through the step-by-step operation of our new Pro HD audio-video workstation for our outdoor portable movie theaters. In this theater right here, which will be shipped out to the city of Dallas next week and then Alberta, Canada after that, it has a lot of great features. So as you get your system set up, this video, as I mentioned, I'm just going to go over how to set up and operate every feature step by step. You also get the written manual, but sometimes it's great just to watch a video and kind of see how that's done, even though some of these things are going to be very basic and simple to do. So starting, as you can see how we have it set up. Once you open it up, you've got your flip out lid that comes with the system, and you just set your projector on that. And then as you can see, the monitor, it'll just flip up, and everything else is already pre-wired and connected. So that's kind of it. Once you have the lid off, you set on your projector and lift up your monitor, that's it. You're just going to power it on and plug in a couple cables and you're done. So let's talk about plugging in the cables first. For the projector, you need to plug power into your projector. Now, unless you're doing a very large projector that's drawing a lot of power, you can just plug it right into the power conditioner right here. So right on top of the system here, you can see. So when you power this on right here, it powers on the entire workstation, and it'll also give you power for your projector. Now the next thing you're going to do is plug your HDMI cable into your projector. Right here on the right side of the case, this plate here has all of the outputs. And so if you look right here, you've got your HDMI, and that's going right up here to the projector. So once you plug in the power, plug in the HDMI cable, your projector's ready to go. Now for your speakers, we got a couple little guys right here, but you've got your two XLR outputs right here. So just plug your XLRs into here, plug them into your powered speakers, and that's it. And guess what? You're 100% set up and ready to go. It's really that simple and that easy. So now that we've done that, and I've already powered it up, but you just make sure to hit this button right here, and that's your main turn on for all of your devices. And then over here, you've got another switch. If you want to get some work light for your system, there's just a couple little pull-up lights that come up, and you have an on-off and a dimmer here, so you can choose if you want to use that. Now we'll come down to the next level here. We've got our monitor right here. Now it should default right to the setting that you need. Right here you see mode, and so when you select the monitor, you push that button until you get to what says AV input. AV in is what it'll say. There is AV in. You're already set. It defaults to that, so you may never have to even worry about that. But if for some reason you get off that channel, just push mode to the AV input and you'll be set for your monitor. Now, you've got two DVD players in here. DVD 1, which is the one on the top, and DVD 2, which is the one below it. We already got some DVDs playing in there. We also have the ability to connect outside devices to this system. So for purposes of this video, we connected a DVD player right here. And over on this side, you've got your inputs. The top two are two LAN inputs for internet. That both DVD players can be connected to the internet. So if you needed to give a firmware update or you want to access some of the internet features, you could do that. They also have the Wi-Fi capabilities, so you may not need to use those. Below that, we've got two audio inputs for the audio from your outside device. Then you have an HDMI input for your outside device. And then you have the yellow video. That goes straight to the monitor, and that allows you to see an outside device in the monitor. Now this particular DVD player will let you see an image from the video and from the HDMI at the same time, and that allows us to see it in the monitor at the same time we're seeing it in the projector. But that's the feature for all your outside devices. You plug them in there and they're implemented into the station. So now coming back around to the front, as I mentioned, we have DVD 1 and DVD 2. And now if you want to see one of these in the monitor, all you do is go to the monitor switcher here, and it says DVD 1, DVD 2, and outside device. So I'm going to just push DVD 1, and in the monitor, you can now see the image from DVD 1. Now I'm going to go to DVD 2, and there is DVD 2. Now if I go to the outside device, there is the outside device. It's plugged into the yellow video input. And that's all there is to it. So one more note about how you use this monitor. Because you have a lot of handshaking going on with different video signals, just basically all you need to know is this button is kind of almost like a two-position switch. If I just push it a little bit, it clicks out and then it clicks in. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. You want to push this slowly. Like, I'm going to go to DVD 2. First, I'm going to hit this lightly so it clicks out, and then I go in. I'm going to click it out, and then I'm going to go in. My point is, if you just push it quickly, it'll probably be fine, but sometimes if you keep doing that, of course now during this video it's going to work perfectly, but sometimes when you do that, it won't pick up the image, and that because the handshake happens too fast, and what you need to do is simply push it a little slower. So just be aware of that feature. Other than that, you have total independent monitoring, which is great. Now over here we've got the projectors, which are virtually almost the same as the monitors. It's just that they're going through the HDMI to output to your projector. On this we've got a switch here, and when you push this switch it'll just toggle between DVD 1, which we now see in the screen, DVD 2 in the screen, and DVD 3 in the screen. And it's that quick and easy. It also comes with a remote here if you want to do some direct pushing with the remote, but the push button is really quick and automatic. So DVD 1, DVD 2, and whatever you have plugged into the outside HDMI. It's that quick and it's that easy, and you're all set to go. So it's a pretty exciting way to be able to get all of your devices into your projector. Simple, fast, and easy. Now we have the audio. So with your audio, we have our preamp. The microphone right here, the wireless mic, is pre-wired into the system. Just make sure you turn it on here, and just make a note of your volume here. We usually just keep it right at about 50-60%, but just remember when you turn on your mic, if this volume is up, you just want to be aware of that. And you have your antenna right here, so just remember when you close your lid to lower your antenna, and then when you're starting your vent again to bring it back up, just don't forget about that. Over here now you've got your microphone, which stays permanently input right there. There's a little headphone jack right here if you ever need to use that. And then you've got a separate volume for your mic. What's great about this is it doesn't affect the volume of the music, so you can control the sound from your mic separate from the music, and that's really a great a feature to have sometimes at some of your events. Another thing I wanted to tell you about the microphone is that inside the microphone, it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4 dip switch. And there's also another a dip switch on the back of this unit here. Now, my point is, you can set this like 1 up, 3 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 1 down, any combination. And in the manual, it actually shows you every one of those. We found here that the range did dramatically vary by changing the channel. We had one channel where we got 40 or 50 feet range, and we did another channel and we got all the way to almost 200 feet. So it's probably fine when you're in open field and there's no problem, but if you're at an event and you find that the microphone is giving you problems or you're not getting a lot of range before it starts cutting out, try some different channels and just bounce around and try them, or just go through them methodically, and you will find hopefully a channel that gives you a nice clean signal. But we found a dramatic difference by just changing and switching up those channels for the microphone. Now, on the rest of the preamp, you've got your tone controls, bass, mid, treble, no big deal. You got balance right here, and then next to that, you've got the ability to add some echo to your microphone. So the great thing about that is if you're doing an event, you want to sweeten up the sound a little bit, you just make sure you just push this button out, and all of this will work for the microphone. You can add some echo to it. And if you push it in, then the echo will affect your DVD and other events or other devices that are going through the preamp. And if you're not using any of that, just keep these 3 volumes down and you don't have to worry about it. This next section over here, I won't talk about too much. It's got the ability to plug in an SD card, a USB. It's got a couple of features here like loudness and things. So if you wanted to use any of those features with any of your devices, it's all right here. It comes with the manual. Now over here, you've got your master volume. And this is the master volume for everything except for the microphone, which of course is controlled independently. Also, next to that, this is what switches all your devices. You see you've got a mode button right here. So when you push this mode, it'll scroll through the different inputs. So you'll see we've got DVD 1 marked, and when you do that, now we're hearing DVD 1. I push the next mode button, it skips over to DVD 2. And then if you want to hear what's being plugged into the side of the case that we did from our outside device, we've got that going through the tape monitor. So you'll see this button right here. Just push that button, and now you're hearing your outside device. When you want to go back from your outside device that you plugged into the side back to DVD1 or DVD2, just push that button again so it comes out, and now with the mode you can scroll back between DVD1 and DVD2, and that's all there is to it. Now below that we've got your two DVD players. These are Blu-ray 3D DVD players. Your system may not be a 3D system, but it is something you could expand into later on if you want it. They both come with their own remotes, and all the features are pretty simple and basic with these. They do have internet capabilities, so you can go on the internet for some of those Netflix and other type of features. This one here has the Wi-Fi as well, and they both have LAN connections, direct internet connections, pre-wired to the side of the case. If perhaps you're doing an event and you need it to get a really strong internet connection for that particular event. And then we got the two-space drawer here. It's got a lock, so you can keep your remotes and some of your items and devices in here, and keep your whole system all nice and simple and tight, and that's just a really great way to do it. Now over here we'll talk about the outputs a little bit. So what we had done here is when you plug in your speakers here to your wireless speakers, you're just going to plug in your XLRs to your powered speakers, plug in them, and you're done. We already talked about this is just a simple HDMI, and then if you had an analog video, you could just plug this into your component, and that comes from DVD1, and that gives you the opportunity to use an analog output if that was a situation where you didn't have a projector that had an HDMI. Now, we also have an option that we add to our systems that it's maybe 50-50 of people that want to add this. We have wireless battery-powered speakers that are part of our system. What this means is that you've got a speaker that you don't have to connect cables to for power or cables from your workstation. And here's one right over here. So this is basically it. You just set this on your stand, you turn it on, and you're done. Now, it's got a battery in it, so you'll get like 8 hours of sound. And the way this works is the speaker itself has an FM transmitter built into it. Now, from your system here, we're going to give you, actually the system has the FM transmitter. You got an FM receiver on the speaker. And the way this works is over here we talked about you had RCAs that are the main audio out. Those simply plug into the transmitter, and you just plug power in the transmitter. And right here you can just see I just set it to a FM station, just kind of a blank spot on the dial. And then on the speaker I set that to the same corresponding FM channel, and that's it. Now you're getting sound. The sound share is quiet in the room, but now we're getting complete wireless sound. And that way you could literally set up your speakers without, as I mentioned, no cables at all. Now the speakers do last 8 hours. They're loud, they're great, but you're not going to get a lot of bass from that. So just be aware of that, so that if you're doing an event where you do want to have a lot of bass, maybe next to your movie screen where you need power anyways, you can use your main speakers, regular speakers, or subs. But then for the speakers that you want to push out into the crowd, all you need to do is set those up, plug them, and play them. So once again, to set up your transmitter, all you need to do is literally plug it in, screw on the antenna, plug in the RCAs to the side here, and then set it to a blank spot on the FM dial, and you'll do the same thing to the tuner that's on the speaker. A couple things we've noticed. One is for the volume on this. These are really powerful. You'll probably just have this volume up very little, very, very little, and then you'll kind of notice when you do your main master volume on the speaker, that's probably where you're going to be. Another note about this transmitter, it's got two settings, low and high. Low is still potentially a couple 100 feet. High is considerably farther. If you need it, the higher setting, which it shows you on the manual how to set this from low to high, then you're going to need to set this transmitter probably 10 or 15 feet away from your audio video workstation. It's so strong and the antenna is so sensitive, it'll just pick up too much interference and noise. So if you're doing a large event, a large field, you really want to push those speakers way, way back, even a couple 100 yards, you could probably do that. You just want to make a note that you'll need to get extension cords and push that a little bit farther away. But other than that, it's portable, fits right in the drawer, and whenever you want to do your wireless speakers, you're all set to go. We've got one of these systems that's shipping out with the regular system, plus a couple extra wireless speakers, and it really is kind of the perfect setup for a lot of situations. And that's it for the wireless transmitter. So there it is, the Pro HD Audio Video Workstation. Simple and easy to set up. You can always call us anytime you have questions, and all these come with a written manual as well that goes through all the details. And that's it. And it's all available now, and we hope you enjoy it.